Hey, fabulous budgeters, Violet here, and I'm back with an update video for my budget. I figured I would do an update video because you know how when you do a budget and then things kind of change? Well, that's what happened. So I thought I would share what changed with you and how I adjusted everything just so that you could see that. But first of all, before we get into that, I want to say hello to all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining us on this channel. I really appreciate all of the new people who are coming in. And also, thank you to my tried and true tribe who are here and watch me every time I post something new. Thank you to you all. I appreciate all of the love and support that you all show me. All right, so let's get into this budget a little bit here. So if you watched my previous video, I did my budget for paycheck number 2, and now you'll see that everything is highlighted in green. That means that I paid this off already. So I paid the Apple storage thing, and it was 323, but I just went ahead and rounded. I think I rounded up to 4, or maybe I rounded down. I don't know. But I rounded it just because I didn't want to have cents there. And then my T-Mobile is my cell phone. And then car insurance, I paid that. And then on my credit cards, this is where I had a little bit of a change. So Discover, I had intended to pay 170 and I dropped it down to 165, and you'll see why in a minute. And then J.C. Penney's got its 30 and Pep Boys got 40. I had budgeted for 45, but it got 40. And I had to make a little bit of a payment on care credit because the interest is going to come due, and the amount that I had in there wasn't quite going to cover the interest. So I didn't want it to hit and then have a negative balance. And I was just short by just a little bit. So I put $5 in there to cover that, which I took out from the Discover payment. And then on the money tree, this was the final balance. And it did accrue a little bit more interest from the last time that I had checked it. It was 46 the last time. Well, it was 55 when it was all said and done. So that was my final payment, and this payday loan is paid off in full. So I will no longer have money tree to deal with. Yay! That's always a plus. That was $82 that was going out the window towards that payday loan. So now I will have gained that back on the next check, which is coming up soon. And then for my variables here, I had budgeted 69 for food, and so far the running total is 85, and I'll explain more about that in just a little bit. And then gas, I just put my $20, and that's all I'll need. I don't need the ×2 this week because I had put previously. So just $20. Personal, I did get my personal stuff being my hair color and all the stuff that goes with that. And that cost me $20. And then I didn't end up getting the household thing that I was going to get. I changed my mind. You can wait. And we did have a dinner out only because our air conditioner went out and it was hotter than blazes in this house. And so we ended up going out for dinner just to get some relief, some coolness. And then when we got back, thank goodness, maintenance had called and said they were coming over with a portable air conditioner for us until they could get ours fixed. So that worked out pretty well. And so we did have a dinner out. And then on this part, my savings, you'll notice that none of this or the variable stuff is highlighted. And that's because that's kind of a running total. I still don't know what the final, amount is going to be. I could still, get the household thing or, whatever, or something else personal or even food. So I don't want to, highlight those yet. And for the Saving stuff, I have it put aside, but I have not put it in yet. Honestly, I'm kind of holding back on putting that in there because I have some other news that I'll share in a minute. And, I may end up having to use this for something else. Now, on to yeah, we'll go to cruise. So I did pay on the tickets, like I said I was going to, the $200, but I was also able to pay the insurance on the cruise. So we now have cruise insurance. And so we are all set for that. I really, really, really wanted to do that. And I was able to. And again, I will share how we are able to do that in just a minute. I did do my Amazon order, and it was 11.60, but I rounded up to 12. And then my car wash, I did find a car wash that was not $16. I found one that was actually 10, and I was okay with paying the $10. And oh my gosh, you should see my car. It is beautiful now, just beautiful. I couldn't even believe it. And this car wash that I got did the soap and the bubbles and the rinse and the wax and just all of the stuff. Clean the under part and just the tires. Oh my gosh, the tires look so nice. So I will definitely be going back to that car wash, and I think I got my money's worth for the $10. And then tips here, I did do a $5 tip, and that was not for our dinner out, but for food, because I did order groceries from Walmart. I used the what is it called? The Not Spark. Well, I guess it's Spark. The Spark is the ones the people I guess that bring it. But I used the Walmart Plus app thing, and I ordered some food and stuff to have brought to the house, groceries. And so I left the driver a tip for doing that. And here is the exciting part. I got a card in the mail saying that our company stock was going to be changing hands and we were going to be going with another broker company or whatever. And so there's going to be a blackout period now in August, which means that you can't take any of your, you can't sell stocks, or you can't, I guess, put anything into your stock fund or anything for that switch over that they're doing. So it's just going to be kind of frozen. And so the card said, if you want to sell some of your stock or whatever, now would be the time. Well, this was news to me. I guess I didn't realize that you could sell your stock. I mean, I've never had stock. I don't know how stock works. But anyway, I have some shares of stock in the company. So I thought, well, let me see, what I've got and everything. So I did. And I had $300 that I could sell. So I decided to go ahead and do that. I thought, I need this money for something, and it's important to me. And, it's just sitting there in the stock thing. And yes, it'll build or whatever, but I need the money now. So I went ahead and sold it. And so I took my $300 and sold it, my shares or whatever. And then, of course, there's a fee to do that. So I got back $287. So that's why that's in yellow. And so I took that $287 and I went and I found insurance for my cruise, and my cruise insurance was $208. And that covers for, medevac stuff. If they have to helicopter you out to the hospital, it covers hospital care. It's also got life insurance on there for like $10,000. It's got, if you cancel, your trip for, like, if you get sick or something, You can't cancel it just to cancel it. But if you have a good reason, like you're sick or something like that, then you can get refunded your money. And then it's also got for lost luggage, things like that. So I thought that was a pretty good deal for $208 for, and that's total cost for both me and my daughter. So that was really good. And the benefit for like the medevac thing was $350,000 per person. And then the hospital bills, the hospital costs or whatever medical costs were 100,000 each. So I thought that was pretty good. So I thought, okay, that's the one I'm going to go with. There was one that was a little bit better, and of course a little bit more expensive, but I didn't think we needed that much, so I went with this one. But anyhow, after doing all of that and rearranging, recalculating, and everything, instead of having $19 for my buffer, I now have $66 for my buffer, and then plus this. So that's where I'm at with my budget right now. Okay, you ready for the not so great news? So the not so great news is that I have an unexpected, two unexpected, I guess, expenses that have come up this week. One of them is a car expense. And no, I don't have money set aside for car expenses, unfortunately, but I do have a credit card that I got on purpose just for car expenses in case something happened to my car. And this just happens to be one of those in case moments. It appears that the fuel pump is going out on my car because when you turn it on and you start driving, after a little while, you can smell gas in the cabin. And it's coming through the air vents and all of that. And it's really strong. And so I have to drive with the window down. And I haven't moved the car because I'm just afraid it's going to explode or something. And we don't want that. Not before the cruise. So I took it to the mechanic today and they can fix it, but I have to take it in tomorrow because it's going to be there for several hours during the day. So it will get fixed tomorrow. And he said that, most likely it is the fuel pump. Um, he said it can be, other things. So they're going to run the diagnostic thingy on it and show that to me before they touch it and do anything. So I'm good with that. But even, it probably is the fuel pump. My car is old. It's a 2013. And so I would not be surprised if, it needs a new fuel pump. It's been a good car. It was my dad's car and I inherited it when he passed. So yeah, it's just, time for some maintenance stuff. But anyway, so that was expense number one. And then this one just irks me because there is absolutely no reason for it. Okay, I do the HP ink every month. I pay, I'm on the subscription and I pay so that I can get the ink, mailed to me when I need it, when it's running low. And it has been working fine. Everything's been great. I just paid it now this month at the beginning of the month and all was good. So yesterday I decided to sit down and I was going to do some challenges and on the computer and then print them out to put in my Ko-fi shop and that sort of thing. So I start to print and no printer. It says that it will not print. And I thought, well, what the heck? Why is it not printing? So I checked everything, make sure it was connected and all of that stuff, and it was. So then I went on the HP Ink site, and checked everything there. And my computer, not my computer, my printer. my printer is not listed as one of the active printers on there. And so I tried to add it and it wouldn't add. It said that it was not found. And so I did some backtracking and all of that, and I managed to find where my printer was. And underneath my printer, it says expired. And I thought, expired? What does that mean? So I did a little bit more research and come to find out HP Inc. is no longer servicing the printer that I have because it is an older model. Now they're doing the newer models only. And so they have pretty much discontinued my printer, didn't tell me anything about it, and still took my payment. So they're going to get a phone call today. And basically, I have one of two options. One, I can keep the printer that I have now and just buy the ink at the store for the exorbitant price that it is. I think it's like $55 to get the cartridge of the colored ink and the black ink. Or I can get a new printer that has the new tank style where the printer ink lasts like a very, very long time, and then go back on the HP Ink plan for that. So meantime, I don't have a printer, and it's killing me because I print stuff every day. I wanted to print out my documents for the insurance, and I can't do that because I don't have a printer. So now I'm going to have to go to the library and print out everything there for a while. And I really don't want to pay the $55 for the two cartridges just, to run it, because I know that those don't last very long. And at the rate that I print, it's going to be gone in no time. So I'm looking at getting a new printer with the tank ink, whatever it is, and so I can continue on with HP Ink. And they do offer a thing where, if you buy it with them, you can do a payment plan and all of that stuff. But it's just the idea that there's nothing wrong with my printer. And I don't want to pay the $55 every, month, let's just say, when I was paying $8 a month for ink. So that's that. But anyway, I will probably just get a new printer, but not yet. I'll just deal with it. Maybe I'll just buy the black ink for right now and just print what I need to print for now. But anyway, that is my update on my budget for paycheck number 2. Paycheck number 3 is around the bend. That'll be in another week. So I'm looking forward to that because I'm not going to have the money tree payment anymore. So that'll free up $82. I'm looking forward to that. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed my little update, and pardon the rant. It's just that, sometimes life be lifin', as they say. Thank you so, so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and smash the like button. And I will see you all on the next video. Until then, stay fabulous.